What is a podcast? Well, my name is Miguel García, and I'm going to introduce you about you and my topic. Next slide, please. Utilizing podcasts in virtual field instructions. Regularly, we talk about podcasts and also streamings or forecasting different things that we have to use for transmitting a message or more probably a kind of knowledge, for example, mathematics or literature or different things that we have to focus about that. Well, let's get introduced in this topic. The next slide, please. Well, what is a podcast? A podcast, audio files are pre-recorded, audio commands can be downloaded on demand. Which is the meaning? On demand mean the point which way we have to comprehend and transmit certain messages. For example, we talk about a podcast impressive things by the science or the literature. Wide selection topic podcasts cover diverse range of subjects, language learning to entertainment and news. We have podcasts accessibility because access easily through various platforms. We have Spotify, we have Google Podcasts, and we have Apple Podcasts that we have to use for learning something or more probably use for hearing certain things for storytellings, children tales, cosmovisions, or maybe probably things that we have to like, for example, the light of outdoors or the light of other things that we have to use, or cooking or any subject. Next slide, please. We have the authenticity, the benefits using podcasts for language learning. We have improved comprehension. Improved comprehension is differently because we know which was the different thing. For example, comprehend the topic, comprehend certain areas of grammar, certain areas of syntax, or certain areas of writing. But what is the fact? The fact is we have to use this for learn and improve our skills. And next slide, please. We have two advantages, the flexibility and portability. I'm going to focus about the portability because portability is interesting and a little bit interesting related with the connection because one child, the teacher, or probably the learners, other students have regularly cell phones or computers, and that is an easy way to learn and how to develop that skills, especially listening and in a certain way speaking. The next slide, please. We have the authentic and immersive learning. We have special natural language, cultural insights, engaging narratives. I'm going to get popular for engaging narratives, many podcasts to connect stories, which can motivation and retention of language and concepts. Differently, we talk about motivation because podcasts have certain abilities that we have to strengthen at certain areas. In this case, for grammar or reinforcing things, for example, the comprehension and the syntax between the sentences. The next. We have personalized experiences. The next slide, please. Developing listening comprehension depends about the learning, contextual learning, and you have to use that. For example, comprehend spoken English, and we have not these different areas. For example, speaking in different dialects from this not the same speak in English from UK or the Wales. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. The next slide, please. We have the future of podcasts in learning as continued growth because podcasts are really used in different areas, especially in language teaching as English foreign language, and we have to create certain abilities with that. In my opinion, I'm convinced about what was the first interesting thing and the first factor that we have to use for that. And I consider this is very creative for our students, or in this case, for our classmates. Next slide, please. Utilizing podcasts to improve English. We are improving with time, we are improving with practicing, and yes, we have one phrase, the practice makes perfect, but what was the really fact? The fact is to find a way to be correct and how to learn this by certain skills, by visual, by different types of learning. But I'm going to focus on listening because our person, for real life, for me, for my life, have heard and listen. Yeah, that's incredible ability to have to straighten. The next one is okay. We have the key benefits of using podcasts. That expand vocabulary and learn words expressions in context, making more memorable. For example, different memories that we have to create, different sentences, and maybe probably have certain creative skills. What is the thing? For example, we are able to register and merely for certain things or different difficulties in the learning. And yes, I know we have to learn for different things, but the fact is the learning process. Merely the English language acquisition. We have a lot of theories for Chomsky, we have theories for Richard Bauman, and different things that we have to create for that. The next slide, please. How to find and select engaging podcast episodes. Firstly, there are a lot of episodes in our life. But what is the topic of interest? Always they gain popularity, like documentaries, like interviews, or merely podcasts related with our reactors. That is the question, that is the fact. We can find these different topics and straighten in base with another language. For example, we can fix your representation or merely your favorite food, and we can focus about the grammar, adjectives, and these topics are connected between different forms, how to express, and how to be more fluent. We have strategies of active listening and comprehension. We have relevant and respect. Don't be afraid to pause to reclaim. We can say, I'm going to stop this recording because I don't understand, the level is higher, but the thing is only learn. The thing is only have certain skills, and in this case, the consequence is you are improving your abilities. Maybe probably that's no for one day I have to record this and I have to listen and then I'm going to master that topic. No, it's only used for practicing. Times ago, I remember when it was hearing BBC podcast, and yes, that was a little bit difficult. Sometimes difficulties for me because I don't have a lot of comprehension about the topics, the news, and different things that we have to apply in the daily life or maybe in the student life. But the fact it's creative, the fact it's only just practice that, and at the same time, the straight certain skills. The next slide, please. Integrating podcast in your language is your routine. Is a habit and I have to recommend for you because I want to merely to share this routine that we have to use. For example, we have two stages. Listen daily, incorporate podcast listening into daily routine, even if used for 15 or 20 minutes, combined with other methods. Use podcasts alongside merely reading, writing, and speaking practice. For example, a lot of persons try to use for the daily routine. They probably one person go to the gym and practice this, but you have to give certain time and probably in the abilities and especially in speaking. To reading and writing, yes, that's important, but we have to straight certain forms. Next slide, please. And we have studying your way to better English. I recommend you listen 5 podcasts a day. Explore variety of podcasts and find ones that your learning styles and interests. Daily means to listen, even a short daily listening session can make a significant impact in your life. And that's all.